Hi, it's that time again. It's Wednesday. It's drawing day, and this week I thought we'd do something a little less time consuming. The last two have been quite lengthy and took an awful long time to do, so they probably took you a long time to do as well. So we're going to, while it's winter, we're going to look at drawing a winter tree. So I've just got two pencils, got 2H, 5B, it's whatever your preference is for shading and for drawing. I've got a blending stub, just got a small picture just for reference. You don't have to in this. You could actually draw from observation for the window or from memory. And I've got my little sketchbook too. As I'm left-handed, I know I've mentioned this before, I have the spirals on the right-hand side, and they don't get in the way of my hand. I roll my sleeves up so they don't get in the way. So this is quite a simple task, this one, but it's a lovely task. It's trees are wonderful to draw, I think. No tree is the same as the other, so you can't really go wrong. So we start off by giving yourself the trunk. So ground the trunk there, and then it doesn't have to be exactly straight, but I'm going to just give myself a line for reference. I want to draw a line up there. That's not just my trunk. I'm going to do these lines off as well to show where the branches are going to formulate. Sure you can see that. Once we've got our line in, you can then widen your trunk. Think about how wide you do want it, what type of tree you are drawing. Mine's just a simple, quite sparse tree. Excuse me. Remember, normally our trunks are wide on the bottom than they are at the top. Just widen that slightly, and then I'm going to make this slimmer as it goes up. And then when I get to the top part, when it gets really slim, I'm going to take one of those off to form a branch. And then that's when you can form your little branches as well off there. And again, I'm going to pick another part at the top of this tree and so forth there as well. And they're also going to form smaller branches and twiglets. So back down to this area, and now you need to think about where your next branch is going to come from, the trunk part. Think about where the notches are and where your first branch is going to come. I'm going to have one here. Remember, they're not as wide as the stronger branches, but you might get a few randomly in random places. They're not symmetrical trees. I'll put a few tiny ones in along the trunk. Remember, branches go down as well, not just up. Think about the smaller ones going in. Okay, and then I'm going to put the larger branch in now. It's going to be quite a sturdy branch, but still sparse. It's winter, so there's no leaves. At autumn, all the leaves will come off. This would be beautiful in a Christmas scene or a winter wonderland scene. And you've already learned the trees for that. Just realised I've left my classical music on. It just gone a little bit louder. I'm sure you can still hear me though. And again, on the opposite side, so it's going to be in a similar position, because this is where the tree has decided to grow these beautiful strong branches. And I'm not thinking too much about, it's more visually that I'm thinking about it. What would look nice where these branches are going. Thinking about it visually, really. Oh yeah, artistic side. So as you can see there, all I've done is I've done the trunk and the bigger branches, tapered off these smaller branches, and you'll add to this. More branches. Just step away a little bit, move your hands and take note of where you are with the drawing. And then add. Remember, it's always easier to add branches than it is to take branches away. Just go nice and slow, and slowly start to grow your own winter tree. There's some more in there. So I'm going to work on this for a little bit now, just adding some more branches. I'm going to come back, so they're going to be in two parts this. I'm going to add the shading, and I'm going to make sure I like the balance of the tree. Okay, we'll stop there. Hi, so I've just added a few more branches, not too many, because obviously it's a winter tree, and I want to create that sort of emptiness of, you know, when you get the snow and no one around. I want to show you something when I've done this tree, and you think this might be a small tree. You can't tell because there's nothing to compare it to. So if I add, I'll just use this one for now. If I add a person, straight away that tree looks absolutely huge. So then, you know, I always like to create my horizon by turning my book round. I just find it easier to do straight lines this way. Create my horizon. If I'm happy with it, I'm going to darken it slightly with the right pencil. Get very far, darken it with a H. I'm darkening it there. 5B. I'm going to bring some shadow in a little bit. And there. Bring it back to my H just so I can refine this horizon a little bit. Okay. Darken that silhouette of that person. That little Lowry type figure. And then, remember shading, side of the pencil. Scrumbling, applying pressure, taking it off, depending on how you want the grain to look within the bark in the tree. See how I brought the fingers then back to the point? Because I need more control now because it's going slimmer. And then some of these branches will want shade and then some too narrow, and I'll bring the other pencil into out then. So the shading to go in there. I'm not having a light source because it's just going to be a crisp, snowy type of day. I don't want to create an emptiness more so than anything else. Blending stick. Sorry about that. I heard someone near the door, and I'm by myself, so I was just making sure it was locked. Yeah, so back to the shading of the trunk and the tree. So I'm just refining the ends of this tree now. I'm working in those smaller branches, not using a B pencil for those. I mean, you could if it was like really, really sharp, but I don't need to. I'm just pressing a little bit harder with the H now. And then into these other branches. Just refining and working throughout this tree. And by now you'll start seeing this tree take shape. Some notches. I'll just put the 5B up here just to create a bit of character to this tree by adding some depth with the darkness, darker tones. And just carry on with that. Taking a step back, having a look. I'm just going to, so I'm not pulling my hand all over the work and creating smudges all over the page. I'm just going to turn this now the other way, and that will enable me, although that's on the wrong side for the time being, does hinder me slightly. I'm just going to be able to then work on the rest of these branches. Until we get to these top ones now. It's something so beautiful about drawing trees. Very relaxing. So you can't go wrong really. Just follow that format of, you know, your trunk. Do you like how it looks? Is it visually pleasing? The balance good? What do you want to create? We've almost done this now. Could do lots of trees if you wanted on the same paper. wouldn't be so isolated as a scene now if you created more. That's the beauty of trees, you can create such an atmosphere with them. Now I had no plan with this tree at all. I didn't even look at the reference piece because it looks actually nothing like it, and I'm glad really, because it's nice just being free and, you know, not thinking about anything, just pencil to paper. I'm going to stop there. I hope you have a go. See you again soon. Bye.